Hello, it's Penny Meganson from the Meganson Method, and welcome to Penny for Your Thoughts, where we will discuss various aspects of how our thoughts affect our health and our longevity and our happiness and overall life and enjoyment. And I'm very excited today to be joined by Lydia Starkova. And Lydia, I think we're going to talk a lot about yoga and meditation today and how that's had an impact in your life and just how it can help other people. And so just to start, how did you get involved in yoga to start with?
Wow, it's kind of a long story because that happened in 2000, so long ago. And yeah, I just I was doing various sports, but I didn't feel much of improvement with my health situation. So I had lower back pain, I had knee pain, and then yeah, there was an opportunity to go to a yoga class, and I went, and I felt better afterwards, and there was a bit of more kind of point on how do you feel in your body, and more of awareness towards that. Yeah, and then I talked to the teacher, and I said, oh, I have this a lower back condition that is not particularly diagnosed. And he took a good look at my posture, and he's like, oh, you have like really big curvature there, which is this anterior tilt. And he explained to me like what it does, and where does it come from. It comes actually from me having flat feet when I was little. So now, after 20 years of practice, not always consistent, but I feel if I'm consistent and regular with my practice, I feel big difference.
Okay.
Yeah, so it gets better if you're on it. We often look for a quick fix, and we think, oh, I have this back, and I'll just have a pill or something, and it will go away. But chronic conditions don't work that way. We have to distinguish what is a chronic condition and what is more acute pain. And with acute pain, maybe you can fix it. There are probably some options to fix it more quickly. But you have a chronic condition due to your posterior alignment, like in my case, and you have to be diligent. You have to be honest.
As a therapist, I always look for the cause. Like, I hate to just sort of put a Band-Aid on something. I want to figure out what caused this. Where did it come from? And posture is such a big part of it. And so that was great that your yoga instructor picked up on that straight away and was able to help you start to learn more body awareness. And that's something I feel like a lot of people miss. And they're doing a lot of sport and going to the gym and going running, but they don't have that body awareness. And it sounds like you learned that in your yoga, and were able to correct that. So
generally we don't have too many neuroreceptors in the back of our bodies, so it's quite hard for a normal person out of nowhere to really realize like what is their posture and what are they doing wrong. And so many times they think, oh, I have to sit straight, but it just comes and goes. So you kind of straighten up for a little bit, and then you get back to your usual posture. So you have to, like it's good to have a routine to keep that maintained. And
and so have you found it beneficial for other activities that you do or that you weren't able to do before because of the back pain?
Well, yeah, but it's generally like, because it's lower back, it also affects the situation with digestion, with gynecological issues, like all that kind of stuff. So and as you feel better, generally you feel, oh yeah, I can go and hike, because if you like in my situation, I always had this nagging kind of situation with the low back, and I couldn't even stand for long periods of time and couldn't sit straight. And I was like, how am I going to work at the office? Even that that kind of thoughts, when you're 20, you think, oh, how am I gonna later on in life deal with this normal situations, So it's once I figured out, oh, I just need to do every morning at least 15 minutes, and I need to go we took the classes or take a longer session a couple of times a week, and I'll be fine, and then I can I can go hiking, I snowboard. So with snowboarding, actually, this awareness helped me to correct my posture on snowboard, because oftentimes we have this kind of crooked situation. It throws us off balance, like snowboarding and skiing. And when you create, like with yoga, you kind of realize, oh, my back is doing this now, so my legs are here, and you have this general body awareness in much better level, so so with other sports, just to adjust your posture.
Yeah, so I find with all the patients that I see and the people that come into my classes that between yoga and Pilates, really getting that awareness. Sometimes people are actually coming for an injury, and they find that it changes so many other things for them. Get better at their sport, they find they can run faster and that sort of thing. And so that's really interesting that you mentioned that about the snowboarding. A lot of people say that with skiing as well. So it's amazing how poor our knee alignment can be, for example. And when you've never been taught, you have no idea that your knees are falling in. And then once you've worked out that that's the source of your low back pain or your knee pain, then you're actually a better skier, because you're not letting those knees fall in. And these sorts of things. So body awareness really helps in so many different areas of your life. Now let's talk about meditation. Do you have a meditation practice? Do you do any meditation?
So I started, with yoga practice, and generally, like, I started with Iyengar yoga, and generally they put a lot of like alignment in yoga postures and asanas. They put a lot of emphasis on that, and I was kind of meditation, like, do I even need that? But the thing is that with time, I found that, okay, I'm not gonna do acrobatic postures like Instagram kind of style postures. And I felt that, oh, I'm stagnant in my practice, because I'm trying to like open the pelvis or open my shoulder joints, but it's like it's not going fast enough, as much as I don't get this much physical progress. And then meditation I kind of discovered through Headspace, and I figured out, oh, I don't need to think about these things, that my body is stuck here, is stuck there, because that was actually disturbing my asana practice. And I'm too much concentrated, like where does everything go? And so now I figured out, oh, I can incorporate that in asana practice, but also, like, before and after, it's nice to sit down and actually try to let go of the thoughts. I don't know. Meditation is hard to describe, right? So you kind of let them out, and observe them as they come and go. And then I realized, oh, I can actually
being aware of what's around you, but not having any reaction to it, is how I like to think about it. And that's really where mindfulness comes in, and it really helps with stress, for example. And that's something that's really becoming more popular now in sort of the business world. People are getting into meditation to try and overcome stress. And it's just that ability to have lots of chaos going on around you, but you feel this sense of Zen, that you don't have to react to the things that are going on around you. You can see them and observe them and know that they're happening, but you're not taking in that stress. You're not reacting. You're not getting upset and angry or stressed. And it's really that mindfulness brings you, so you can just enjoy your day and enjoy your life without letting these things kind of get in. And Yeah. So I know that you've got a son. How do you find that your meditation practice helps with being a mom?
Oh, I think that's what they should teach at the maternity.
Yes, I
You
agree.
know, you first get pregnant and you get this cute belly, but then the baby comes out, it's so screaming. And the thing is,
It doesn't stop for several
but
years.
moms, they could tell you like, oh, your how you feel impacts the baby, but then you just get more panicky from that. You're like, okay, so I can't. He's not coming down. I'm not coming down.
Mhm.
But yeah, and that's where I think that it's very important to have a breathing technique so
Mhm.
that you can concentrate on breathing. And when your heart rate lowers, then it really does affect your baby, and it helps when they're screaming, um, whether it's when they're like 6 months and they're teething, or whether it's like 10 years and they're not receiving their Pokemon cards on time. So it helps with in all kinds of situations. Then you have a
Absolutely.
calm response.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I do think that once you start these prenatal classes, like the most important thing is really learning how to keep that calmness in yourself,
Mhm.
because it's like the calm before the storm, and then you've got this baby, and you've got to really know how to manage your own emotions and not be triggered, because you're going to have a lot of stuff going on and lack of sleep, and so you're really being sort of stressed to the limit, in those early years, I think. And so it's great, I think, when women are able to develop a mindfulness practice beforehand, so they're already ready. But even if they haven't, it's never too late to start. I think it's great for parenting just to learn how to just breathe and even how to teach children. I know my kids are learning breathing techniques to calm themselves down when they're frustrated with school. And they even have a meditation carpet where if kids
Oh.
are fighting or getting angry, they have to go sit on the meditation carpet until they're ready to come back and join the class. And I just think that's fantastic. I mean,
That's
maybe
very
we
sweet.
should all do that at the office, have a little meditation corner when you're really frustrated, and just go deal with it yourself and then come back and join the office.
Mhm.
That would be much healthier than how we're dealing with things, I suppose. But
Yeah, yeah. And we need to kind of to have this experience that we don't engage with our emotions and let them overrule us, so that we actually have a choice whether we react and how we react. And that is what I don't know any other practice more helpful than meditation for that.
yeah,
Because you
absolutely.
practice when nothing is happening, and then when things start happening, then you already have this mechanism in place.
Yeah. Now, with your low back pain, do you still have it? Is it still something that
That's my best teacher and best motivator,
mhm.
because I oftentimes I wake up and it's just a little bit, but I know that, okay, this is a gentle reminder to to
Start your
get
practice
my
here?
yoga mat out. Even if I don't have much time, I would often prioritize doing yoga, and then I can do my makeup later or something like that. But I would prioritize like this 15-10 minutes yoga practice to other
Right.
things, like skip breakfast. One of the reasons I do intermittent fasting is because that helps me to free up this time for yoga practice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's great. Yeah,
yeah, just
exactly.
make more time in the day. So just
I love that you talk about it as that gentle reminder. I like telling patients of mine, because I think it's really reframing the pain, because sometimes people get really sort of the pain just owns them. And it's like, oh, every day I wake up and I have this pain. And it's like, well, that's your alarm clock to get up and do those stretches, those exercises, that little 5 to 10 minutes every morning. And it's just your back saying, okay, now it's time to get up and let's do this. And then you do it and you start your day. And then maybe at the end of the day, when you start to feel those little niggles again, then it's time to get the mat out and do a few more exercises, and just remember that that's just your body telling you that it's time to do those stretches or those exercises. And it's a
yeah,
good way to think about it. And yeah, so it looks like you were already thinking about that.
Yeah,
And
so I try to, we choose the attitude toward
exactly.
our issues.
Mhm.
And the thing is that oftentimes I think, oh, but everybody else is fine. But it's not true. Like,
Yeah.
everybody has their issues and everybody has their challenges on their own level. And, you know, even professional athletes, a lot of them have chronic pain.
Mhm.
And generally, like, I don't know any people who have no pain, or oftentimes there are people with low sensitivity,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden they have like a heart attack. And that I don't know which one would I choose. Like, if there is a choice, I would prefer to have a little reminder for self-care like
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden something very serious happening. Mm.
Yeah, it's all down to perception as well. So it is that you're taking this on as a positive reminder. And I think that when you take it in a negative light, then it spirals and it just gets worse. And if you were to lie in bed and go, oh, it's going to be a bad day because I've got this back pain and I just know it's going to get worse, then it gets worse because A, you haven't gotten up and done some exercise to help relieve the back and to stretch and strengthen those muscles and warm up the back. But also in your mindset, you're expecting, the end of your day, you end up having a bad day because of the back pain. And if that is your vicious cycle and you're spending every day having this negativity about the pain and the pain getting worse, and then you're not accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, you can see how that can be such a negative spiral. And it takes just 2 seconds to reframe that and think, well, there's that reminder to get up and do my stretches and to do my 10 minutes of yoga. And yeah, I think that is really empowering for people that haven't developed a sort of morning or evening routine. I like to think of them as morning rituals or evening rituals, and just something that you do every day, and it just allows you to have a better day.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you're coming from serious chronic pain where you can barely get out of bed, and having a routine that really helps you manage that pain through the day, or whether it's just a little niggle in your back every now and again, or someone who suffers from migraines. All of these can be solved just by reframing it and figuring out that little ritual that you need to do that keeps you feeling good, and then just trying to really stick to it.
Yeah,
Um,
I really like your videos on morning ritual, and I like how on the evening one, and I like how it all starts in bed. Like, you don't have to.
yeah, exactly.
It gives you something like, okay, when I wake up, what do I do? And or when I go to bed and I'm already in bed. It's oftentimes people talk about like, what do you do before you get there or
Mhm.
after, like, but
Yeah.
yours, I think it's
I
very
think
interesting. And
adding good habits is such a hard thing for people to do. It's so easy to do the bad habits because we do them anyway. But when you're really trying to change your lifestyle or add some good habits, it's really hard to just take that. Everyone says, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too busy. So I like to try and fit it in where you're already doing whatever it is you're going to be doing. So if you're already lying in bed, before getting up, just lie there and do your deep breathing exercises, or do a bit of visualization, or uh, do your stretches, a few of them while you're in bed before you get up. And likewise, doing the breathing routine before going to bed when you're already lying in bed, because you're going to bed anyway. And it's going to help you fall asleep quicker. You're going to have a better quality sleep and that sort of thing. And I also tell people in front of their laptop, or when you're at work at the computer, to do your breathing exercises, to do some mindfulness when you're at the computer, because it's going to make you more productive. You're there anyway. So rather than thinking that you have to get to the gym or get to a yoga studio and spend an hour, which is why most people don't stick to the routine, because it's too much of a hassle, or they think they're too busy. And you can just fit in 10 minutes here and there, and just 10 minutes while you're lying in bed before you get up in the morning, and that sort of thing. It's like we never forget to brush our teeth. If you can make it a routine, you'll just spend that 10 minutes, and you're going to have a better quality day. And yeah, so important.
consistency is more important than length or amount of effort you put into it. So it's much more important to be regular with something, and then you can always grow on it. Like you start with this little exercise in bed, and then you're like, okay, I might as well spread out my yoga mat and do a little session, and then you're more interested in going to class, because we often want to do everything all at once. It's
exactly
perfectionist kind of nature, but if you have family, if you work full time, then you have to start with what small little wins, and then you can always grow and grow it up the results.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And for all of you who are watching, thank you so much. And join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central European Time at the Megginson Method YouTube channel. Subscribe and join us at Penny for Your Thoughts, the live show. Thank you so much. And thank you again, Lydia.
Thank you. Thank you. Very glad to be part of your show.